that one of the reasons we get in trouble with kids is we forget all about human development, normal human development. And we start getting angry and upset with our kids for doing things that are actually developmentally quite normal. If I were king, I would make every parent and every teacher in America take a course and pass a course in human development. Because if we understood human development better, we wouldn't get so upset with our kids when they do things that are actually developmentally appropriate. And let me tell you what I mean. I love watching kids. My specialty area is social skills with kids, social development of kids. And I just love watching kids at recess and watch kids at play. I seldom watch a group of kids at play without learning something about the way kids function with one another. And last summer before last, I guess, my wife and I went to the beach. We live here on Cape Cod. And we went to the beach and we're sitting there enjoying ourselves. And suddenly this young mother shows up with probably 9 kids, ages 3 to 11. Some were her kids, some were some neighbor kids she got roped into taking, but she had these 9 kids and she's trying to corral them, and she brings them to the beach and she sets up the blankets and all the kids are playing and having a good time. And I've got pretty good radar. I can pick out, I know the kid to watch that's going to give me some kind of a story. And so I look and there's this one little guy. I mean, I don't mean to diagnose at the beach, but I mean, this kid obviously had some kind of attention problems, and he was having the best time. He was running around and very, very active, maybe more active than he should have been. So I said, I'm going to keep an eye on that guy. Well, after a while, he goes over to his mother and he says, Mom, can I have a dry towel? My towel's all wet and covered with mud. She said, how did your towel get wet? How did it get wet? She said, well, I was building a sandcastle and I filled the towel with mud and now it's all crummy and I can't, can I have a dry towel? She says, now you listen to me. I'm going to give you this towel. It's our last dry towel. It's your sister's towel. Do not get it wet. Do you understand me? Do not get it wet. Okay, Mommy, I won't. So he takes the towel, he wraps himself with the towel and he sits down in the blanket. After a while, he gets up and starts walking around. And I'm thinking, this cannot end well. He starts walking around and after a while, he's walking the beach all wrapped in the towel. Then he starts walking in the water. Gets about up to his ankles, gets about up to his knees, gets about up to his waist. But the whole time he's got his arms up like this, trying to keep the towel dry, keep the towel out of the water, dutifully trying to keep the towel dry. He's got the towel wrapped around him. He's got his arms up like this. He's in about waist deep water. Somebody throws him a Frisbee. He reaches for the Frisbee, lets go of the towel falls in the water. Now the towel's wet. He picks it up, wrings it out, brings it up, and sheepishly goes up to his mother. I got the towel wet. You got the towel wet? Why did you leave the blanket? Why did you walk on the beach? Why did you go in the water? Why did you drop it? Why did you drop in the water? Why did you let go of the towel? And she's going on and on and on. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking, I could solve this riddle in 3 words. I could solve this problem in 3 words. Why did he leave the blanket? Why did he go toward the water? Why did he let go of the towel and fall in the water? Why? Because he's 5. Because he's 5. That's it. That's the answer, because he's 5. You see, 5-year-olds don't have what's called consequential thought. You and I have consequential thought. You and I know that if you have something you want to keep dry, the closer you get that to water, the better chance it's going to get wet. I've got my glass of water very far away from my computer here because I want to keep the computer dry. And I know in order to keep that dry, I want to keep anything wet away from it. That's consequential thought. 5-year-olds don't have consequential thought. That doesn't develop till about 8 years old. And if she really understood human development, she would understand, why did he leave the towel? Why did he go in the water? Why did he leave the blanket? Why did he drop the towel? Why? Because he's 5. Because he's 5. And if we really understood human development, child development particularly, we wouldn't find ourselves in so much trouble with kids. I'll give you another example. Those of us with adolescents, our kids are grown and gone now, but those of you with adolescents, what couple of things do we get furious at adolescents about? What do we get angry with adolescents about? All they want to do is eat and sleep. Yeah, you want to sleep until noontime, then you get up and eat the house out of house and home. Yeah, all you do is eat and sleep. All you do is eat and sleep. Okay, let's take a look at that through a developmental lens. The second largest growth spurt in the human body is adolescence. You can gain 30 pounds and grow 6 inches in the period of a year. Okay, the second biggest growth spurt in the human body is adolescence. The biggest growth spurt, the first biggest growth spurt is infancy. You can grow 6 inches and double your weight in the period of 8 months. Okay. What do infants do to fuel that growth? I mean, it's incredible, really physiological, incredible for that growth to happen. And what do infants do in order to fuel that growth? They eat and they sleep. And what does the doctor tell you to do? Make sure the baby gets plenty of rest, plenty of sleep, and plenty to eat. I've never known a mom or a dad that's been angry at an infant because all she does is eat and sleep. And yet we get angry at our adolescents because all they do is eat and sleep, but they're doing it for the same reason they did when they were infants, to fuel that incredible growth. And if we understood human development a little bit better, I think we'd be much, much better at dealing with some of the